Nightmares 2, you play as Mono, a little boy who is tasked with exploring the bleak and lifeless world that he wakes up in. As you explore the first area of the game, you come across a little girl who is trapped in a locked room inside of a cabin owned by the first baddie of this game. Once you free the girl, who we later find out is Six from the first game, you're off on your Tim Burton mixed with the Twilight Zone style adventure. Once you get to the main area of the game, a destroyed and lifeless city, you'll be introduced to the amazing atmosphere that is Little Nightmares 2. Every area that you explore is just dripping with intrigue. I wanted to just stop and stare at every scene that they created for this game. Every wide-angle shot that they had could easily be a desktop background. You'll have this feeling of discomfort and unease as you go from a school building crawling with porcelain school children and a school teacher that thinks the having eyes in the back of your head trope is too played out and has taken it to another level, to a hospital building that is taken over by mannequins that have watched too much Doctor Who. All these levels seem like they could have been ripped straight out of some psychopath's twisted dreams, and I just love it. As you're going through these broken down buildings, filled with things that want you dead, you'll be jumping to and from different platforms and solving some fairly simple puzzles along with your new best friend Six. This team dynamic that you start to build with Six along the way on your adventure lead to some really nice moments. The majority of the game is pretty non-stop when it comes to the action and the need to keep moving forward, but there was some really awesome moments where you would get to slow down for a bit and take in the new friendship that these two children have started to form. One instance that really stuck out to me was when you were trying to find a key hidden inside of a teddy bear, and you had to use an x-ray machine to find it, and Six kept going behind the machine to let you see her skeleton. It was really cute and made their friendship feel super genuine. The reliance on each other that these two formed was made even more obvious for the few instances during the game that they were separated. You would feel like you just lost a big part of your character and felt like you were not nearly as capable. This simple way of linking gameplay and storytelling gave real meaning to when you felt like something bad might happen to Six. It almost made you feel like a big brother trying to protect his little sister. It's not all good though. Even though I love the interactions between Mono and Six, there were some instances of Six's AI getting in the way. I had one example early on where we needed to hide from the main bad guy of the area, and Six was programmed to be in a certain area at a certain moment, but I just so happened to have been in that spot first, so I got pushed out into the open and was spotted because of it. This didn't happen very often at all, but it was something that stuck out to me. Another issue I had along the way was the feeling that a lot of the game just comes down to trial and error. There were some points during the chase scenes that I felt like I could not possibly do what they wanted me to do during the first attempt. It felt like the game was expecting me to have to do it several times over just to get it right, and that did kind of kill the tension in some areas of the game for me, and came close to being more annoying rather than suspenseful. But despite the small problems I had with some of the gameplay moments, the game kept me hooked by its storytelling. Now there isn't any spoken dialogue in this game, save for the haze that Mono and Six exchange in order to get each other's attention. But the way that the world feels and the things you encounter in it do a great job of telling a fantastic story full of supernatural intrigue. You're going through a world full of weird and almost otherworldly beings, and Mono is apparently able to tune into TV signals and get teleported to a long corridor that has a door with an eye on it. There's also a huge tower in the middle of this city that seems to be causing people to do things that they wouldn't otherwise do. All of these things combined with the way that the game does such a great job of making you feel a certain way with its setting, comes together to be one of the most interesting stories that I've experienced in a while. I love not knowing what the hell is going on and feeling like I'm figuring it all out along with my character. This game really took me by surprise. I didn't really expect very much going into it, but I came out with a love for the characters in the world that Little Nightmares has created. I'll be honest, I never finished the first Little Nightmares. This style of game usually isn't my thing, but after playing through this and seeing all that Little Nightmares world has to offer, I think that my opinion on that might have changed. I'll have to go back and finish the first game to get more of my fill of this world and its characters. So after having said all of this, I would highly recommend Little Nightmares 2 if you like child endangerment.